Have you ever reclined on Sam's bed before, Bids?
I haven't actually been to Sam's house before.
Really?
No, never.
This is the thing, no one ever comes here, because I don't ever invite anyone round. You've invited yourself round.
Yeah, so you've known each other for...
I don't know, 10 years? 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah, it's 10 years.
You've been in here 8 years. You've been making Swords of Ditto together for 3 years. You've never been here.
Never.
Southeast London, place where the sun always shines, the perfect inspiration for the multicoloured world of Swords of Ditto. This is Bids. He is one bit beyond, and this is where he works. Let's go and have a look. This is how everyone lives in London, bathing in perpetual sunshine, terrace open to the sky, the twitter of sweet birds in the trees, lush foliage. This is it.
And these fools.
And these fools.
This
is Sam. This is Francois. He has nothing to do with Swords of Ditto. Why are you making the Swords of Ditto?
Why are we making the Swords of Ditto?
Yeah.
That's a difficult. It's a difficult question, really. I mean, we make video games, and we try to make good video games.
Why this game?
We thought we could make something that's like a roguelike, pushed as far as it is possible for us to push it, at least. Because you know we're still only small, and we're trying to make a bigger game, and we know that roguelike, the kind of approach, allows you to make a wider game with less content. You know, we still only have one level designer, so but we've made a big game.
So this is a nice pad, serious homestead. Where do you work?
I work upstairs. This is my family home. Live here with my wife and 2 children. Been here for about 8 years now.
Well bedded in.
Yeah, we like it around here.
Here it is.
So I work in here.
Look at that, the executive master suite.
I do all the development and the programming from here. I've got my kind of main station. Here on the wall we have, when we were at Gamescom.
Yes, I did that.
Yeah.
Developers stole all my artwork from the stand while I wasn't looking. One of the references for Swords of Ditto that you see a lot is Zelda, which feels like an obvious one. I presume there was some Zelda going on.
There's a little bit of Zelda in it, most definitely.
What else was had an influence on what the game turned out to be?
I'm always putting Quake in without Bids knowing about it. Like, because if you think about Doom and Quake, you go into a room and it's just, oh, there's a big thing you can pick up, and you get it, and then all the walls open up.
So, like, looking at more modern games that we were playing at the time, I was playing a lot of Destiny, which you can't really see in it unless you're looking.
In a happy coincidence, Francois of Reigns happens to be in the same neighbourhood as Bids of Swords of Ditto.
Nowadays we talk about the daddification of games, because the writers of games are getting older and they got fathers and stuff.
As you get older, I think as a man you become more gentle and you become more loving, especially as a father, and that's definitely worked its way in for the things like the hugging, you know, the kind of affection that I have for my kids.
So what toys are there? We've got Conkers.
The main ones for the dungeons are the drone,
right?
The vinyl frisbee.
Oh yeah.
The golf club and the laser ring.
It's a fairly eclectic mix.
Yeah. So those are the 4. Those 4 all have a dungeon designed around them.
I see.
We always had the idea we were going to do toys and then have a dungeon for each toy.
Okay.
But that is such a big undertaking for us that we had to scale it back, and instead we chose some that were better, that we could create more interesting puzzles with.
Like the Conker didn't have much mileage for a dungeon. It was hard to come up with a lot of puzzles with just the Conkers.
Conkers is a game played in playgrounds across Britain. And here to explain how it works is Sam.
So this is an English Conker. Francois actually has a French import, Conker, and this is a onesie, so this is one game already. And the idea is I'm going to swing this and hit your Conker, and whoever smashes first is the loser. And if this wins, it becomes a onesie, because it's got no wins right now, okay? Oh, see, that was a good strike.
Where did the name come from? Swords of Ditto, why Ditto?
It's a really long process, wasn't it? At Devolver, Nigel was always keen on this word ditto because of the idea of this repeating, which is what we do. And so that kind of fits with the myth of the land and the curse that's going on. And so we had ditto for a while before we managed to find the right word and right phrasing to go with that.
We're in Sam's hood, and what's interesting about this is that these two here, Bids and Sam, have been working on Swords of Ditto for 3 years. Bids has never, ever been to Sam's house and seen where Sam works. Yeah. So this is as much of a revelation for Bids as it is for us.
I'm excited.
We're all very excited.
I'm not excited. Because you weren't invited. I don't invite anyone around.
Should we bust in?
I think we should bust it. Come on.
Right,
Push him, push him. The simple pleasures of a shared house. Door handle socks. Who's this?
He's from Office Space. That's the character, Peter Gibbons. I want his state of mind. You can tell how relaxed he is, right?
Yeah, it looks pretty relaxed.
So I look at that as I'm leaving, and it just relaxes me.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, I have an emergency version.
But what's it like actually sleeping next to where you're making the game?
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I wake up, I can turn it on from my bed. Like,
Oh, so you just lean out.
lean over, turn the computer on.
These pictures are a little bit dark. Where did they come from?
Oh, I found them in a thrift store. I like collecting pictures of old photos from other people's lives. The ones that tell a story are the best ones. So this woman obviously had it with her husband, scratched him out. I don't know who this is, but he looks a little surprised that he's been caught with his goat. Who knows what's going on there?
So you guys worked at Curve together, which is where you know each other from, right?
Yeah, that's right.
How long ago was that now?
I started Curve in 2005, and we were making Explodable.
Because you made Stealth Bastard, didn't you?
I just come off a 5-year project, and I needed like a palate cleanser. It was like a game about stealth that is a bastard to you. So I just went, Stealth Bastard. And then I did this silly play on words, tactical espionage arsehole. And this is how seriously I was taking it. And I guess when I actually came to start Swords of Ditto, the whole idea was actually to design the game properly from the start, to be something rather than just to be this silly thing.
I was trying to work out, because Swords of Ditto to me looks like a game that a much bigger team should have made.
Well, I think we put it together knowing our own skill sets.
I keep things simple. I think that's my main strength, is that I'm actually such a simple guy that things have to be simple.
I think that's almost like how we've managed it, right?
Yeah.
Is that we didn't overcomplicate it. We haven't had to do any really complicated procedural generation, because we don't think that stuff is really going to suit the game. Because the game's supposed to feel human, and it's supposed to feel like people have put it together.
Why do you have a microphone? Is that for your daily podcast?
That's for the sound effects. A lot of the voices in the game are actually me just screaming.
Really?
Like all the zombies.
They spit, don't they, the zombies?
Oh yeah, they throw up, so I had to do vomiting.
Oh, vomiting, yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't a very good vomit. Do a better vomit, come on.
I feel like a monkey. Yeah. Is that? But I'm not even bothering now. I'm so aggravated by your request that I'm not even bothering.
Excellent. I need you to tell me about the role of Kuffs in your life.
When I was young, I used to go out drinking, and on a Friday night I'd always come back, and my older brother would always be waiting for me with a Christian Slater movie. So this poster's just followed me around everywhere I've lived. So it always feels like home. In fact, this is actually my motto. When you have attitude, who needs experience? That's why I live by. There is a cocktail that seems to be becoming the Devolver cocktail, and we're going to find out if Sam can effectively make one in his
compact and bijou kitchen.
This is Pilu on this picture down here. This drink is his favourite drink. It's a Moscow Mule.
Moscow Mule.
And it's basically just vodka and ginger beer with lime.
But a very important ingredient is the correct...
The copper mug. Shabrovka. Cheers, Brian.
Bids, this is your baby, is that fair to say? At its
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm like the director of the company in the game. I designed the game and I programmed the game for the most part. Sam did level design, and he did all the audio design. And then we have Alex Berry, who's in Boston. He's an animator, and he does every animation in the game. And we have Dave Hankin, who's the kind of art lead, I guess. Jay does the dungeon art, the dungeon tiles, and anything that goes in the dungeon.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And we have Nicholas as well, who's in Malmo.
His music.
Yeah, so he's been part-time. He works elsewhere as well. He works at Tarsier, and like he'll come in, he'll do like a concentrated burst on music and things, and he works at home, and he goes off and he works in a studio.
What are you going to do after the game's finished?
We're gonna keep working on the game.
Oh, keep working on the game. This is it, folks. It's never over.
Because there's loads of stuff that's not in there that was conceived, and there's always plans.
Can you tell us a secret? What can you tell us about the game that you've not told anyone before? That is a nice secret. You heard it here first, folks.
The thing is, you make it, and it's yours while you're making it, and then the moment that it comes out, it's not yours anymore. It belongs to the people who play it, really. They think of it, what they think of it. They judge what you made, and it's only fair. But it's nice. It'd be nice if it just never had to come to that. Like it could be mine forever.
One of the toys that you can arm yourselves with in the Swords of Ditto is the vinyl frisbee. I don't think they're actually any good as weapons, and I'm willing to put myself in physical danger to prove this.
Big mistake.
Very brave.
That's a weapon.
That could have been my leg.
This one as well.
That time I saw him coming. We're going to have to draw a line under this. Can we conclude from this that these are effective weapons?
Well, I think you can.
Yeah, I think we were scared.
I was scared, I admit it, I was scared.
Got it wrong,
Okay.
didn't you?
I felt like I needed to
I
prove
did
it.
get it wrong, yeah. You're right, good weapons, good weapons.